Good morning, students. I hope you all are in good health. I, Shreya Jadhav, welcome you all to my e-learning channel. And today we are going to learn English, grade 12, poem 2, an elementary school classroom in a slum. This poetry is written by Stephen Spender. So let us know something about the poet. Stephen Spender, born on 28th February 1909, died on 16th July 1995. Spender was an English poet, novelist, and essayist. Spender took a keen interest in politics and declared himself to be a socialist and pacifist. His work concentrated on the themes of social injustice and the class struggle. He was appointed Poet Laureate Consultant in Poetry to the United States Library of Congress in the year 1965. Books by Spender include poems of dedication, The Edge of Being, The Creative Element, The Struggle of Modern, and an autobiography, World Within World. In elementary school classroom in slum, he has concentrated on themes of social injustice and class inequalities. So now, dear students, we will be going through the introduction for answers. Whenever you write down your question answers, first you are supposed to start with the introduction to make your answer more presentable. Poem's name, an elementary school classroom in a slum. Poet's name, Stephen Spender. Genre, poetry. Summary. An elementary school classroom in a slum, Spender has concentrated on themes of social injustice and class inequalities. So now we will go through the reading and explanation of the poetry along with the difficult words' meanings. So let us start. Far, far from gusty waves, these children's faces, like rootless weeds, their hair torn around their pallor, the tall girl with her weighed down head, the paper-seeming boy with rat's eyes, the stunted, unlucky hair of twisted bones, reciting a father's general disease, his lesson from the desk. At back of the dim class, one unnoted, sweet and young. His eyes live in a dream of squirrel's game in the tree room other than this. So this is the first paragraph of the poem. Now let us go through the meanings of it. Gusty means powerful. Rootless weed means unwanted plants. Pallor means pale face or colorless face. Weighed down head means sad. Paper seeming means very thin, underdeveloped, or a person who is suffering from malnutrition. Stunted also means underdeveloped or malnutrition. Then we have gargled, twisted. Then we have unnoted, that is unnoticed. So let us go through the explanation of it. So over here the poet Stephen Spender, while writing down this poetry in elementary school classroom in a slum, he is trying to expose whom? Those who exploit the weaker and the poor section of the society. He is talking about those unwanted people of our society who lives a very miserable life. So over here, the children in the elementary school in a slum, they look like rootless weeds. Yes, they look like unwanted plants, and they are being treated as unwanted people in the society. Moreover to that, because of that gusty and powerful waves or wind, their faces have also been very pale. And moreover to that, they have untidy hair, and that untidy hair is all coming on their faces, means when they are coming to school, they are not that well dressed up. There was a tall girl who sat with her head down. Okay, weighed down head means she is sitting with her head down, means she is sad, and moreover to that, she was depressed. Depressed with what? Depressed with poverty or some sort of sickness or some family issues. The next one is, there was a thin boy and his eyes were bulging out, means coming out. They were so big like rat. And he appeared malnourished. There was a boy who had inherited a bone disease. Yes, now we are talking about the third character over here, and that is a boy who has inherited a disease from his father, and that disease, bone disease, is arthritis. So he has got this from his father, and because of that thing he looks disfigured. He sat and recited his lessons as he couldn't stand. As he is suffering from disease, it is not possible for him to stand. So he is sitting in one of the corners in the classroom, and he is trying to recite whatever is being taught in the classroom. There was another boy who was daydreaming and not paying attention to what was being taught in the classroom, and he was continuously thinking about what the squirrel is doing outside, what game they are playing in the hollow of a tree, and he is not at all interested in learning what is going inside the classroom, but rather he is more interested in what is going outside, and he wants to go outside and play, but for him just now it is not possible to go because his classes are going on. This is the description of the first paragraph. Over here, students, you are supposed to remember 4 things. Over here, the first thing is that these poor people or poor sections are treated as rootless or unwanted people. Yes, they are not well dressed up, their face is very pale, colorless, and over here 4 students are being described. Yes, the first one is a tall girl whose head is down. She is in depression, she is sad, she is suffering from some sort of tension. There is another boy, over here it is written the paper seeming boy, means a very thin person. Yes, and that boy is having a rat's eyes, means his eyes are bulged out. Moreover to that, another boy has got inherited disease from his father, that is a bone disease of arthritis, and because of that thing it is not possible for him to stand up in the class and to move. Yes, he is sitting in one of the place on the benches, and he is trying to recite his lessons. And at the back of the deem class, means behind the class, at the end of the class, there is one unnoticed sweet and young boy, and he is continuously looking outside, and he is observing what? He is observing squirrels over there. They all are playing, okay, in a hollow of a tree, and the boy is also continuously looking outside, and he is also wishing to go outside and to play over there. So he is not interested in what is being taught over here. Many a times this happens with us also as the students. Yes, that we are physically present in the classroom, but we are mentally somewhere else. So the same situation has happened over here also. The second paragraph. Our sour cream walls, donations, Shakespeare's head, cloudless at dawn, civilizes dome, riding all cities, belled, flowery, tireless valley, open-handed map, awarding the world its world. And yet, for these children, these windows, not this map, their world, were all their futures painted with a fog. A narrow street sealed in with a lead sky, far, far from rivers, capes, and stars of words. So let us go through the meanings. Sour creams means dirty walls, or we can say a wall which is pale yellowish in color. Yes. The second one is civilized dome, means the civilized people of the society, the educated class. Then we have Tirolese Valley. It is a valley in Austria, which is really very famous. Then we have fog. It means unclear over here. Sealed means preventing the entrance. They aren't having any sort of permission to move somewhere else. Capes means the peninsulas or the headlines. So over here the poet has described that the classroom had sour cream colored walls, means they are painted pale yellowish in colors, and they are very much dirty and unpleasant to look at. Why? Because over there that good maintenance is not being kept. On these walls, on one of these walls, there was a sort of picture, a picture of Shakespeare's head, means a Shakespeare's portrait, a painting was kept over there, and a painting of cloudless sky at dawn, means the morning, and the domes of building, and a beautiful Tirolese valley. So there are different kind of paintings being kept over there. The first painting is the portrait of Shakespeare's head. Then the second image, we have a cloudless sky in the morning. Then we have the domes of buildings, and then we have a beautiful scenery of Tirolese Valley. This valley is situated in Austria. Now all these pictures are donated. Yes, because in this type of elementary school classroom, yes, we can relate it to the government schools. Major things come from the donation. So over here, these all pictures what we have gone through, that is the Shakespeare's portrait, then we have cloudless sky at dawn, then the domes of the building, then beautiful Tirolese Valley, all these pictures, scenic beauty is being donated, and it has no meaning for the slum children. For them it is just a mere painting. They don't know who the Shakespeare is. They don't know that how beautiful the nature could be. Yes, there were open-handed maps on the walls, but the children found them useless as they do not show their world in it. Now in one of the either walls, there is an open-handed maps on the wall, it has been put up. But for the children, that map is useless. Yes, if that sort of map is in our classroom, then we would be so interested in knowing the different places where they are being located or situated. But over here, for these children, it is a meaningless stuff. Yes, they are not interested. Why? Because the world in which they live, yes, their small little world, that world is not included in that we can say map. Their real world was foggy. Yes, why their world is not included in the map? Because their world is very much foggy. It means unclear, dull and sad. Why? Because these type of people suffer from plenty of tensions, anxiety, worry, because they are supposed to fulfill plenty of responsibilities, and their life was also uncertain and had no bright future, as they are not the educated sections of the society. Their future is not that bright enough, and moreover to that, they do not have no sufficient food, and we can say a balanced food is not there, their life is also uncertain, because they may inherit various types of diseases. The children were doomed to live, means the children were forced to live in the slum under the dark and dull sky. Yes, now as these children are born and brought up over there, they are also forced to stay over there. Whenever they try to come out from that vicious circle of poverty, there are many people who come and try to snatch their legs down, pull their leg. Yes, so whenever they want to come out, it is not possible for them, and again they are forced to live in that dark and dull sky. Why? Places with natural beauties like rivers, capes and stars above had no meaning for them, as they don't represent their world. What is the actual scene over here? Whenever from our busy schedule, whenever we want a small vacation, we go to the natural places. Yes, we go to hill stations, so that we can be one with the nature. Why? Because we live in city areas, so we are much more close to the nature. But for these children, this unwanted section of society, for them, they do not have any importance, and they don't have place with this sort of natural beauties. Yes, like rivers and capes and stars, because they do not represent their actual world. They all think that this is just an imagination what they are going through, because they are suffering from plenty of problems in their life and they are supposed to deal with them. The third paragraph. Surely, Shakespeare is wicked. The map, a bad example, with ships and sun and love, tempting them to steal for lives that shyly turned in their cramped holes, from fog to endless night, on their slag heap. These children were skins peeped through by bones and spectacles of steel, with mended glass like bottle, bites on stones. All of their time and space are foggy slum. So blot their maps with slum as big as doom. So now over here the words meanings. Wicked means bad, tempting means attracting, cramped means suffering, slag, wasted or separated from the minerals. Spectacles of steel means life is full of suffering and problems. Mended means to repair. Foggy means unclear. Slum means the poor section of the society. And doom means to ruin, to spoil something. So over here, certainly the portrait of Shakespeare, the pictures of ship, the sun and the map on the wall were meaningless to the children of the slum areas. Why? Their classrooms provided them no quality education. Yes, we can see that in government schools, the best of the education is not being provided. Yes, and moreover to that, plenty of suffering, personal sufferings are also going on because of that thing, that quality of education is not provided to them, and they do not understand the importance of so many things around them. There was no world for them beyond poverty and distress. The other beautiful and developed world was unreal, but might tempt them to steal, as they would never get the things from the world. Okay, everything is very much unreal for them. They only wish for two good meals a day. Yes, and if it is something for them to steal, yes, spectacles of steel means their life is full of suffering, then they would also do the same thing. Their houses were like narrow holes. Yes, they are not living in a good, well furnished flats or big houses. They live in that slum areas where their houses seems like narrow holes. And moreover to that, the children were so thin that their bones seemed to peep through their skin. As they are suffering from malnutrition, it seems that their bones are also coming out from their skin. Their spectacles were made up of mended or broken glass, just like their broken lives, with their unfulfilled desires. Now they are not that capable enough to provide everything. The parents aren't that educated, or they are not earning that good amount. So it becomes very difficult for them to fulfill all the wishes of their children. So like their spectacles are being mended, they are being repaired. The same way their life is also repaired. Yes. And how they are repaired? Because they have plenty of unfulfilled desire. They wore the handed down and discarded clothes of the rich. They do not go and buy their clothes from the luxurious stores or branded shops we go. Yes, they only wear those clothes which are unwanted to the rich section people. The slums needed to be shown on the maps for the children to identify with them. So now what is required? That slum area should also be shown on the maps, so that these people, these unwanted section of the society could also feel that this particular world also belongs to them, and they could identify that where eventually they are, and to understand their real worth. The last paragraph is, unless governor, inspector, visitor, this map becomes their windows, and these windows that shut upon their lives like catacombs. Break, oh break, till they break the town, and show the children to green fields, and make their world run azure on gold sands, and let their tongues run naked into books. The white and green leaves open history, theirs whose language is the sun. So over here the meaning, the first one is catacombs, it means small caves. The second one is azure, it means blue. Then we have gold sands, it means sea coast. And the fourth one is sun. So over here sun is full of confidence, so that word is being represented over here. Now in the last paragraph, the poet is trying to tell us the exact and the real condition what poor people suffer from. This condition is really very miserable of the slum children. Why? Because they would continue till some governor, inspector or important visitor come, and the conditions of their classroom would improve. So over here the educated section of the society are supposed to help these sort of students to come out from the life which they are living, and they are supposed to be motivated, and they are supposed to be allowed to prove themselves in this competitive world. It becomes really very necessary. The children should not be forced to live in small caves like gloomy homes. Yes, these children should be given an opportunity. One opportunity is really very necessary to change the whole life. So these poor people, slum area students, should also be given the privilege, the chance to prove themselves. Why? Because they are not supposed to live in those slum areas or small caves or catacombs eventually to say. Like in the present life they are living, they are also supposed to prove themselves that they are also equally capable like the other sections in the society. And the gap between the haves and have-nots needs to be broken, and these children should be allowed to witness the green field, blue skies, and sandy beaches away from the fleety they live in. So what is given over here, that these children, these unwanted slum area students or children, are supposed to be given that opportunity, an opportunity where they could come to know that how beautiful the life is. Okay, the place where they are living is not that good enough, but in the outer world something even much more better is awaiting for them. So they should be given a chance to witness what? The green fields, the opportunities which are standing for them, as well as the blue skies, that means azure, and the sandy beaches, it means the gold sand. Means plenty of opportunities are waiting for them to prove themselves and to move away from this filthy life, yes, from this unwanted bad lifestyle which they are living in. They should be shown warmth and love and be given the freedom to have quality education. Yes, that they should be given an opportunity or chance to prove their point, to put forward what they feel. Moreover to that, they should be given an equal opportunity to study. Yes, and should be given that warmth and love, and that freedom should be given to them, and that freedom will open the confidence in it, and moreover to that, a quality of education should be provided to them. And because of this thing, they could change their upcoming future, and with full confidence they could show to the world how much they have changed. Yes, so this is the description of the fourth stanza. Again, I am repeating it in the short, that here they are suffering from the miserable conditions, the slum children, and who is supposed to move these children from this bad world? The governor, the inspector, the visitor, means the educated section of the society is supposed to help them, and they are supposed to show them the windows that is shut for them. They are not given that privilege or chance. Why? Because they live in that catacombs, a small space. They do not know how big the world is, and one day they all will break it out. Yes, break. Yes, everything will be over for them, and then these unwanted section of children, slum children, they would be given an equal privilege, chance to make this world their own world, the new world which they have come in. And moreover to that, they should be allowed to witness all the green fields, blue skies, and sandy beaches, and they would move out from that miserable lifestyle which they are living, and they should be shown the warmth and the love, and that would make them even a better person. Not only the education, but also the respect. Yes, that humanity, that love is supposed to be given to them, and moreover to that, that freedom will give them the quality of education. And all this would be only possible when the educated section of the society help these sort of slum area students. Yes, so this is all about the poetry and elementary school classroom in a slum, and this poetry is written by Stephen Spender. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day. I hope you all have understood the poetry. If you still find any doubt or queries, you can comment down in the comment section. Thank you.